Salvete! Hello, dear Latin learners. I'm back after a little bit of a break to bring you some more Latin videos. So the last thing we were doing in this fourth unit was looking at the perfect tense. So remember, the perfect tense, perfectum in Latin, means finished, completed. So we're talking about a completed action in the past. And we took first conjugation verbs, such as amare, they always end in are, and we conjugated them in the past tense. So let's just take that verb, amare. It's going to become amawi, amawisti, amawit. I loved, you loved, he, she loved. Amawimos, we, amawistis, you, plural, amawerunt. Again, amawi, amawisti, amawit, amawimos, amawistis, amawerunt. So we've got we wisti wit, wimos wistis werunt. So if you see these V's and the endings, est, it, that's your perfect tense. You know it's past tense, it's something that's already happened. You may translate amawi as either I loved or I have loved. So you have that choice. There's just one form in Latin. That second version is what we call in English the present perfect. A completed action seen from the point of view of the present tense. I have done something, as opposed to the preterite, which is just I did it. So the perfect in Latin covers both, and you just have to choose which is the most suitable translation based on the context of what you're reading and writing. So we wisti wit, wimos wistis werunt. Notice also that the second person plural, wistis, amawistis, has just added an S on the end of the second person singular, amawisti. So you loved, talking to one person, amawisti. You plural, you guys, amawistis. So you've just added the S on the end, just like we do in English to make it more than one person. Amawisti, you loved, or you have loved. Amawistis, you plural, to however many people you have loved. Let's take another one. What about salutare? Salutare, to greet. Take off the are, stem is salut. Salutavi, salutavisti, salutavit. Salutavimos, salutavistis, salutaverunt. Okay, that verunt, it's a long E, and that's where the stress would go, by the way, as well. So salutaverunt, they greeted or they have greeted. So that now having been done, and you can go back to the last two videos to recap that if you're not yet sure. Otherwise, let's move on and introduce the perfect tense with second conjugation verbs. And the good news is it's very, very similar. In fact, you could say it's identical. Let's take habere. Habere, remembering that second conjugation verbs have a long ere in the infinitive as opposed to are for first conjugation. In a dictionary, it should give a number 2 next to the verb so that you know. So if we take habere, to have, take off the ere, the stem is habe, and we get, it should appear on the screen, guys, habui, habuisti, habuit, habuimos, habuistis, habuerunt. Alright, so if we look at both first and second conjugation next to each other, we'll notice that it's still isti it, imos istis erunt, but whereas at the first conjugation you have AV before the ending, we just use a U. We can't have an A because it's not an are verb, and you can't go straight from a consonant to a V, another consonant, so this is the U. Habui, habuisti, habuit. It ends up sounding W, just like the V. Amawi, amawisti, habui, habuisti. Amawit, habuit. Amawimos we loved, habuimos we had. Okay, so that's why I said it's the same thing really. You just arrive at the ending via a U instead of a V. But other than that, it's the same. Let's just do it a couple of times, guys. So what we're saying is, I had, you had, etc. Habui, habuisti, habuit. Habuimos, habuistis, habuerunt. Habui, habuisti, habuit. Habuimos, habuistis, habuerunt. Again, habui, habuisti, habuits. Habuimos, habuistis, habuerunt. So let's make a few simple sentences, guys. Hopefully you remember money, is pecunia. So I had money, or I had the money. I had the money, past tense. Ego, pecuniam, accusative, habui. I have right now would be habeo, or habeo, with eo on the end. I had habui. Pecuniam habui. The ego is, of course, optional. Ego, pecuniam habui. Father had the sword. Father had the sword, or a sword. Remember, there's no the or a in Latin. Pater, nominative. Gladium, accusative, habuit. Pater, gladium habuit. Gladium, pater, habuit. Same thing. It's the endings, not the word order, that forms the meaning in Latin. Pater gladium habuit. What about the friends, plural, the friends had the book. The friends had the book. A book is liber, masculine. Amici, one amicus, male, plural amici. Amici. Librum habuerunt. Amici librum habuerunt. So with the singular, father had the sword, pater gladium habuit, but the friends had amici habuerunt. Amici librum habuerunt. Okay, so let's now practice a bit more with a few additional verbs. So we're thinking second conjugation, long ere, habere. Well, we have tenere. Do you remember that one? Tenere. So in the present tense it would be teneo. Yeah, tenes, tenat. It's a bit like to be tenacious. Tenacious, you hold on to something, you stick at it. Tenere means just that, to hold, literally. So I held tenui. You tenuisti, he, she, it, tenuit. Tenui, tenuisti, tenuit. Tenuemus, tenuistis, tenuerunt. Tenui, tenuisti, tenuit. Tenuemus, tenuistis, tenuerunt. Again, tenui, tenuisti, tenuit. Tenuemus, tenuistis, tenuerunt. You may remember the verb to warn or advise. We have the English word, don't we? An admonition. Maybe at school you were a classroom monitor. I think it's probably linked to this Latin verb monere. Monere. Present tense, moneo. I advise or I warn. Moneo. So take off the ere, gives us a stem mon. And we're going to just like the habere in tenere, monui. Monui. So you're ui, and you say it fast enough, it becomes we. The natural process of speech. So that's why I say it's just like the are, avi, we. Monui, monuisti, monuit. I warned, you warned, he, she warned. Monuimus, we. Monuistis, you guys. Monuerunt. Monui, monuisti, monuit. Monuimus, monuistis, monuerunt. Again, monui, monuisti, monuit. Monuimus, monuistis, monuerunt. Okay, one more for our collection today. We've covered quite a few second conjugation verbs. If you've been following the course, you may remember the verb to teach. To teach. There's also second conjugation. It begins with D, then O. I'm being nice here, giving tips today. Must have caught me in a good mood. Do, docere. Docere. The adjective doculus is someone who is able to learn. We in English say someone is docile. So I teach, present tense, doceo with eo. Doceo, doces, docet. Past tense, take off the ere, leaves us with doc as a stem, to which we're going to add our u, then our ending. So docui, I taught. Doquisti, you taught. Docuit. Docuemus, docuistis, docuerunt. Again, guys, please. Docui, docuisti, docuit. Docuemus, docuistis, docuerunt. Docui, docuisti, docuit. Docuemus, docuistis, docuerunt. So, docui, either I taught or present perfect, I have taught, depending on the circumstances. I doubt you will ever need more than a second or so to make a decision about how to translate that. It will seem as a fluent English speaker natural based upon context. So let's make a few sentences with those examples, guys. What about the slave held, using tenere, to be tenacious, the slave held the money. The slave held the money. Servus, nominative, doing the action. Pecuniam, accusative case. Tenuit, remember tenuit, tenuisti, tenuit, wit, uit, tenuit. Servus pecuniam tenuit. Of course you could say pecuniam servus tenuit. Doesn't matter in Latin, as long as we understand what our subject and our object is. What about, but the matron held the wine. Remember, that's a neuter word, so fortunately it doesn't change in the accusative. Vinum. But the matron held the wine. Sed matrona vinum tenuit. Servus pecuniam tenuit. Sed matrona vinum tenuit. She's a bit of a drinker. Right? Matrona vinum tenuit. We assume it's in a bottle or a jar or something. My brother held the spear. Ooh, going right back to first unit there. It's a feminine word, begins with H. Hasta is a spear. So, my brother, you know that one. Frata. So, pater is father. Mater, long A, mother. And then I've got frata, is brother. If you want sister, doesn't quite go with the pattern, it's soror, S-O-R-O-R. S-O-R-O-R, yes, soror, all right? Feminine, third declension. So soror is feminine, but go back to my sentence. My brother, or the brother, held the spear, which is hasta. Frata, hastam, accusative, tenuit. Frata, hastam, tenuit. Okay. So what else can we do? Let's just pluralize that. My brother and I held the spear. My brother and I held the spear. There is a word, of course, for my. If you wanted it, it's meius. But where it's obviously it's my brother and not somebody else's, and presume that's the case, please, guys, then in Latin, oftentimes, they would just put the word frata. So frata et and ego. Frata et ego. Ego et frata. Both work. Frata et ego. Ego et frata. Hastam, that's the accusative, because that's the object. We held. Tenuimus. Tenuimus. He held tenuit. We held tenuimus. Let's do that again. My brother and I held the spear. Ego et frata. Frata et ego. Hastam tenuimus. It has to be hastam with the accusative ending because that's the object. It's undergoing or receiving the action. If that was hasta, it would suggest that somehow the spear was holding us, which is of course silly. So also remember, direct object in Latin requires an ending. Let's go to some of our other verbs. We had monere, an admonition, a monitor. My father warned me. My father warned or advised me. The word for me is going to be just like the English accusative pronoun me, M-E. My father warned me. Pater me monuit, U-I-T, monuit. I, monoi, you, monoisti, he, she, monuit. Father warned me. Pater me monuit. Pater me monuit. The master warned the slave. The verb warned. Who's doing the warning? The master, therefore nominative case, subject. Whom is he warning? The slave, object, accusative case. The master warned the slave. Dominus servum monuit. Dominus, servum, monuit. Very good. And our other verb was docere, wasn't it? To teach, docere. Doqui, doquisti, doquit. All right. My mother, or mother, taught me. Mother taught me. Mater, me, M-E, docuit, D-O-C-U-I-T. Mater me docuit. We can add a second object. Certain verbs do allow two direct objects because you teach me and you teach me something. So the something would also be accusative. So if you wanted to say, mother taught me Latin, mother taught me Latin, mater me, linguam latinam, docuit. Mater me, linguam latinam, docuit. What about the matron taught the slave girls? Plural. The matron taught the slave girls. Matrona. What's it going to be? Come on. Ankylas. Well done if you got it. Ankylam would be one of them, accusative. Ankylas, as, plural accusative. Matrona ankylas docuit. Matrona ankylas docuit. Well done. Last one. I taught my son. I taught my son, or the son. Using filius. Ego filium docui. Ego filium docui. Filium docui. Okay, so very good. Let's just go back to our first one, which was habere, to have, and just practice the conjugation one more time. Take off the ere, stem is hab, then we go through the u to the final ending. Habui, habuisti, habuit. I had, you had, he, she had. Habuimus, habuistis, habuerunt. Again, habui, habuisti, habuit. Habuimus, habuistis, habuerunt. Let's do teaching. Docere, doc. Docui, docuisti, docuit. Docuimus, docuistis, docuerunt. Again, docui, docuisti, docuit. Docuimus, docuistis, docuerunt. Right, lovely. Well done. I hope that was clear, crystal clear for you, and I hope those examples have been helpful. In the next video, we'll practice a little more, and I'll add one or two new or additional ere verbs that we can play around with. And we just build up in that manner. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Please give this a like if you think it's worth it. Add a comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, guys. Thank you, and walete.